very pleased. I'm just so proud of our team. It was a really hard-fought game. I'll go about as loud as I can, but I'll go louder if I can. Just saying I was proud of the boys, the job they did. 21 points was really not indicative of how close the game was. We just made some plays at the end there that got some quick scores for us, but my hat's off to Coach Pinkel and the rest of the Missouri staff and their players and their fans. It was quite a scene tonight. It was definitely a great challenge for our football team. And there were times when I was just starting to wonder what was going to happen. And our guys start to come through with some big plays on both sides of the ball. Richard Samuel's stop on the fake punt might have been the biggest play of the game. It's what made me the most happy. I can tell you that. Congratulations to Richard, Coach McClennan, who heads up that team. So anyway, you guys can ask what you want.
Mark, what talk about Jarvis and Jones as two big plays there to
Right. Well, Jarvis is a great football player. Obviously, he's an All-American. He may be the best defensive player in America. And I'll be honest with you, he had strained his groin in the middle of the week and couldn't really move around very good about Wednesday. We were just hoping he'd be able to go, and it was bothering him the whole game. It's hard to believe that, but he sucked it up and he played the whole time. And he made the very big plays when we needed him the most. And that's what great players do. I'm really proud for him. Coach Grantham being able to put him in that position.
Marky, down 17-9 on the road in this kind of atmosphere, for your guys to come back and win, it has to be pretty gratifying.
Well, it was. Somebody told me we went 32-3 after that point, and I never would have dreamed that. But I don't know, the guys they kept playing hard, they kept believing. I think we're a team that's in pretty good condition. Although you wouldn't have known that looking at our game last week. It was just unmerciful with the heat and the humidity. And we looked tired. We looked like we couldn't take the heat. And but this game, luckily the weather broke for us a little bit, and we were able to play hard the whole 60 minutes.
Or in the first half, it's like build this knowledge in the first down, play keeping offense, getting into continuity.
Right, we had a hard time with. They were shifting a lot late, and we had a couple of freshmen especially struggle with it. Theus, true freshman, tackle, and then Gurley flinched at least twice, I think, and they just got to learn. That's how it goes. And I'm not sure we had a loud enough crowd noise on our Thursday practice. We tried to do it on our practice field, and I'm not sure we got enough volume to really simulate what was going to happen. I was a little concerned about that when Thursday's practice was over. We wanted to do a better job of that. But once we started to allow Murray to hold the ball long enough to make some plays, we started to break them down a little bit.
How about John Jenkins? Is he all right?
Oh, I think he's going to be fine. It didn't seem like it was too bad. He was in good spirits after the game, and he was walking on his own, so I think he's fine.
Is there something said in the half you guys all go?
Not really. Nothing other than we just talked about our goals and where we wanted to go and all the things we talked about during camp and the road we were trying to travel down, and we knew we had to do it. And so, two things we talk about a lot at George is GATA, getting after them, and then finishing the drill. And first half we had a sign that said GATA. The second half we had a sign that said finish the drill, to kind of remind us on the way out that's what we got to do. You guys did a good job.
Marlon Brown tonight, and they've had a great game last year against Vanderbilt tonight. Very similar, 2 touchdowns. Did a great job of airing.
Yeah, Marlon is a big physical receiver, and he's faster than he used to be. He's trained. He's trimmed his body down. He's worked hard with our strength staff, Sherman Armstrong especially with the speed, and it's paid off for him. He's quicker. He's more flexible, and he's always had real strong hands. And I think he dropped one here and there, whatever, but he made a couple really big catches as well.
Could you tell when the O-line started
know if they did anything. Bottom line was we blocked good enough for Murray to get the ball off. Until we started throwing and catching, we really didn't break them down at all. They stopped. Well, I wouldn't say. I don't know if they stoned the run. They did a pretty good job against the run. And but when we started throwing and catching, that's when things started to happen.
Some of the message sent tonight, especially with the trash talk we did earlier in the week.
No, we're not trying to send a message. We're just trying to win SEC games, win games in the East, and hopefully be in position to get back to Atlanta when the time comes. But there's a long way to go. We know. We got a non-conference game against Florida Atlantic coming up. We'll just worry about that.
How worried were you about the absences on defense for this match?
Well, we didn't like it. We didn't like it. We knew that we would be better off with 4 other starters. And Malcolm Mitchell, we weren't really sure how he would hold up with his ankle that he rolled last Thursday, so could have been a 5th starter. And even like I mentioned, Jarvis pulls a muscle midweek, and I'm thinking then I was really worried. But I don't know, the guys rose to the occasion. The guys that stepped in and played well, and as a team, as a defense, I thought we did a super job of handling the offense we just don't see very often.
With Jarvis keeping that outside contained on the option spread, I mean, he kept on keeping him inside.
Yeah, we were trying to force the quarterback to run inside to hopefully funnel it inside to our big men. We didn't know how well we would tackle on the perimeter, and they got big wide receivers out there as well to block. So we try not to let anything get outside as much as possible, and I thought we did a pretty good job of that. I was very impressed with their quarterback. He's just physical, and after coming off of the surgery like that, you would think a guy wouldn't play as physical as he did. He did a super job.
Can you remember a game where the offense went poorly to do it well versus that?
Probably not. But I think they've got an outstanding defense. I really do. I was kind of surprised we were able to do some of the things we did, once it got going. But it's a tribute to guys just fighting, really knowing what to do with the ball, and guys making plays. I don't know if we've got one superstar receiver, but we have some receivers that are really good at what they do. I think Coach Ball is an outstanding coach. He's a great technician, and there's no stone left unturned when he does his job. Our guys have responded to that. I'm happy that they played well.
Mark, I know you didn't discuss it much with us. Obviously, the guys coach as well. Did you talk about it much with your team? I mean, did they know?
In camp we talked a little bit about it because there are personal regrets when something like that happens. Whoever gets suspended, there's a regret for that guy. It hurts him, it hurts his family. And so what our goal was to try not to let it become a team regret. So the guys talked about their goals being our team, our time, no regrets, and we just didn't want any regrets as a team because 1, 2, 3, 4 guys weren't able to play in this ball game. So I was proud of them. I was proud of Malcolm Mitchell for sacrificing for the team to play the defense. Although I think he likes defense, but he certainly wants to play offensive football again before it's over, and he was very unselfish to do that. The guys just stepped up and made plays.
Coach, after that long touchdown catch by Washington, your secondary really permitted next to nothing. What kind of adjustments in particular did the secondary make you feel like maybe in the second half, or how effective were they?
Well, part of it is to try to put a little pressure. We didn't have a lot of pressure. We did have a couple sacks that became big plays, but down after down, he was standing pretty tall in the pocket, able to throw the ball, and we just had to make sure they didn't get behind us. We just were a little disciplined on that one. That should never happen, but it does in that coverage. It did in that coverage, and they were able to exploit it. And they were able, to make us pay. Is that it? Thank you, dude.